Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 13, month 4 of Raising Confident Kids. I'm just going to do some basic stuff, and I want to ask parents, how do you keep your kids confident under pressure? How do you make sure your children don't give up when the going gets tough? So go ahead and drop that in the comments so that we can hi, thank you for joining us. Go ahead and drop that in the comments so that we can all learn from each other and benefit for the sake of our children and making sure they are confident in who they are, just the way they are. Hi, how you doing? So we're dropping in the comments ways we make sure our kids are confident even when they're under pressure. And also let me know what year or what quarter your children are in, because I know some people in certain areas are in quarter 1 of the school year, or like us, we're in quarter 2, which means we are almost halfway done. So I'd love to know where your children are and drop any questions you may have that you want me to answer. Remember, I'm a 3-time teacher of the year with 20 years of experience. I have 17 years in middle school and I'm in my 4th year in elementary. So I would love to see some questions you have, and I will definitely get to them as I continue the live. And make sure you share it on your socials so people can join us. So here's the thing. Helping kids handle stress, tests, and challenges with calm and confidence is super important. Our goal is to make sure you, the parent, have strategies you need to help your children manage stress and perform under pressure. And we know that understanding what they're going through, how difficult things can be a challenge. And we need to ask ourselves, what do we do when we're stressed out? How do they see us handle situations? Because that is a direct impact on how they choose to handle them as well. Studies from the American Psychological Association show that over 65% of students report stress about school performance. But here's the thing: when we teach our children self-regulation techniques, they score higher academically and show stronger emotional health, and that helps them manage challenges, especially when things get tough, when they're not understanding. They learn how to advocate for themselves, and they don't just give up or just say, I can't, but they say, I know this may be tough, but here are some things I can do to get through this. So let's talk about some steps. What can you do to build confidence with your kids under pressure? Well, recognize the pressure. Help your child name what they're feeling. Don't discount their feelings. Don't discount their emotions, but ask them to talk to you about it. Tell them, what do you feel when? What is a trigger? What have you done in the past and what can we do differently? Reframe the pressure. So instead of saying, I can't do math or reading is hard, tell them, I can't do this now, or I'm having difficulty doing this now, but with practice, I can learn to get better. Or we can even say, I can do my best and learn from it. I have these affirmation cards that I have my students pull. I got from Stories of Colorful World when they were here in Jacksonville. So how you doing? Thank you, millionaire. Okay, I hope I said that right. So I had them pull these affirmation cards from a box just for our Mondays check-in, our reset. And one of the things was, mistakes help me learn, or mistakes help make me better. And some kids actually had a little bit of difficulty with that. And so what I said, okay, we want to make mistakes because A, that's teaching us that we're doing something challenging that we're not used to. Hi, how you doing? Thank you for joining Mrs. S for Success. But we also want to say it's okay to learn from your mistakes, because that means you are accepting a challenge and you're growing as you're learning how to overcome it. If we're always doing things that are easy, then we're not pushing ourselves hard enough. And that's something I live by myself. If I'm getting comfortable and things just breezing right along, then guess what? I'm not challenging myself enough. So we definitely want to reframe the pressure, let them know it's okay to not be okay, but figure out ways to overcome that. And then the third thing, reset the mind and body. Teach them calm down routines. I know I have a rowdy class after lunch, and we do what's called calm classroom. And that's basically where I take them. We do some inhales and exhales. We learn regulation techniques so that they can become more calm before we start the lesson. And maybe you need to teach your child how to use those strategies and techniques when they feel themselves getting, stressed out or anxious about something. Help them learn to stretch, breathe, visualize, and that will lead to success under pressure. So I want you to take 5 deep breaths and see how much that relieves you. We'll just do 2 actually. Inhale up and exhale. Oh my gosh, that is so calming. It even made me want to just stop talking so fast. And so that is super important. And a lot of teachers I see, Mrs. S for Success said, calm classroom is great. We do mindfulness in the morning and throughout the day. It actually works. And if you just did those 2 deep breaths with me, you probably feel a little bit more relaxed. So that's something that we can do. 3 positive statements. One of the statements that my children pulled today in class was one of them is, I matter. There was another one they had a little bit trouble understanding. It was like, I deserve to feel safe. And they didn't really understand what that meant. And so I had to talk them through that. Well, would you rather feel safe or in danger? And so, what does that mean to you when you say, I deserve to feel safe? And the simplest thing we can do to make somebody feel stress less, is smile. Everybody smile. And laugh. Oh, my mom loves to laugh. That is so funny. But smiling, laughing, just doing simple things can help them handle stress under pressure. And then the most powerful thing they can say is, I can do this. It may take some work, but I can do this. There's a book, I Can Do Hard Things. There's a book that I read to my students or with my students. It's called I Am Every Good Thing. Those are things we can help build them up with so that when pressure starts to overcome them, they can learn how to deal with it. Okay, so we just want to make sure we're using all these strategies. We've got 12 weeks of strategies under our belt. That's 33 tips I have given you to make sure your children are having the best year ever. And I want you to make sure you are using them. Tell me how it's going because that is how I know if what I'm doing is helpful to you and beneficial. Make sure we're reviewing positive self talk daily, talking to our kids with open ended questions. After stressful events, debrief with your child. Ask them how are they feeling? What can you do to help them feel better? What will help them feel better? Remember, we don't have to do food based rewards. We can just take a walk. Okay, just take a walk, go on a bike ride together. That can work wonders. And just make sure that we reinforce that growth happens under pressure, not perfection. And we want progress, not perfection. So, parents, what helps your child stay calm under pressure? Drop your tips below. I'll share a few next week if I get some, and we can all work together. Even if you come into this live later or you watch it later, put your strategies and tips in the comments because it can benefit others so that they can learn what you do and maybe use it themselves. So, again, this is the last month of our Confident Kids series. So, today was episode 4 of 3 left. Okay, so next week, we're going to be talking about managing stress and big emotions, followed by staying motivated and celebrating growth. It has been such a pleasure to be here with you all, and I hope that you are gaining knowledge from this. If you are, please follow us. If you go to my YouTube, the link is in my bio. Like and subscribe. And the biggest thing you can do to help grow this mission or spread the word of what I'm doing to help make sure our kids are successful is share it with your networks. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I hope that you are finding value and stuff in these messages. And please share if you do so that we can grow our community. All right, y'all. Take care. Bye.